I gotta stop this. Oh no! Copyright infringement! Longmire! I almost did my talk with Longmire going on in the background. Hello, welcome to my tube. My name is Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Today I feel pretty good, man. Today's a pretty good day all day long. With the ups and downs and all, you know? Because even the downs, the seemingly downs, there's always good stuff that comes out of it. So, today's a pretty good day. Mom got some loot. I got some loot. We like to get loot. Huh, Mom? Mom got a foot massager. She likes it to soak her feet. Her feet are so sensitive, she has a hard time with the massager part. Well, I do not have a hard time with the massager part on the bottom of my feet. It's very, very important. Our feet, it's where all your freaking nerve endings are. It's where all your organs, you know, they're all in there. So there's a lot of things you can do with your feet to, you know, make you healthier. So we're having some trouble with water. Oh, no joke. No, there's some trouble with the pump. They're on the well. They're getting it sorted out. They're taking care of it. But it's funny because I got these glasses today. I got these glasses. One of my favorite Earth Angels sent them, had them sent. Land of Enchantment, Beijing, New Mexico. Land of Enchantment. It has all, it has the little, where is it? Oh, it's where the little alien. Alien. Right? And then I got one from Arizona. Now, granted, we only lived there for like 5-6 weeks, something like that, but it fucking felt like an eternity. Life lessons. What? An eternity. Hold on, someone's at the door. What's up? Huh? Junior? Good girl. Good job, handsome. Oh yeah. We got agua. Tienes agua. We got it. Alright, we got water. See, it didn't last long. It lasted like an hour and a half. So, what did I leave off on? I showed them Arizona. And, see, I didn't go up to Grand Canyon when I lived there because I went rafting down the middle of it. So I'm like, you know, it's just more fun to see it from the bottom looking up. So, anyway, I'll go back one day maybe, who knows. And this one's from Oregon. Because it has Tillamook. I got Tillamook t-shirts because I did a tour of the Tillamook cheese factory. So that one's cool. What? Where's all the witches and the satanic cult ritual people? Where's the representation of that? Oh, is that the star? Maybe it's upside down. Okay, let's see. And then California. And I grew up way up here in the armpit. They don't even show Redding. They show Chico and Mount Shasta, but not Redding. Redding always got the cut. So all I need now is Nebraska. I can't believe we've lived in 4 states. Like, you know, 5 years. I'm ready to be, you know, I'm ready to find my roots is what I'm ready to do. So I got some good stories about what happened today. And that's cool that we got those because I have no glasses. I have nothing. I have like a glass I drink out of, and Mom has her cup. So maybe now I could have a buddy over, make some mocktails. Mocktails? They're a mockery of cocktails, like juices and stuff like that, but no alcohol. Yeah, juice, mint, herbs, whatever, teas, all that good stuff. So I didn't mention, because yesterday I only did a short talk because Danielle came in and I posted the reading. And some people saw it. And I encourage people to get into their birth charts because it's kind of a roadmap into yourself. And you know people know how they act, but sometimes it's kind of cool just to understand why people act that way. You know? Isn't it? In some instances, I feel better when I know the why of a situation. And sometimes, but on the other side of that coin, sometimes knowing the why doesn't make it any better. So it depends on the situation. So I like to make comments in the local area on the news pages, and I'm often saying like, masks are stupid. Masks are stupid. That's like, get on. I drove past a high school today, and there were kids outside, high school kids, and they were like playing hacky sack and stuff with their stupid fucking. I'm like, I feel like I'm on a weird planet. I feel like I'm like it really doesn't jive with me how the direction and how society's going. And I got up this morning and I was listening to Paul Romano and a talk that he did, and he was like, talking about how Boo Bowden, like, they had National Prayer Day, and he said a prayer, and never even mentioned the word God. Never once mentioned the word God on National Prayer Day in prayer. If that isn't a hello to people, well, we might be a little bit farther fucked than I earlier anticipated. So, on a larger scale, but now is the time for people to be living locally anyway. So one thing I wanted to mention in my talk yesterday and didn't because it was short is that sometimes I make comments on these pages and people IM me. I get like thumbs up at the stoplights and stuff for the stuff that's written on my van and stuff like that. But like, one guy, what did he write? It was like he instant messaged me, and I looked at it for something I said, and he's like, he called me, he says like, you're a cow or something. I'm like, that's all you got? Is that all you got? Really? Because in some countries, cows are sacred, so really? That's it? Just really, mediocre, just below mediocre, really. I mean, I guess I've been insulted by some of the best, So it's just kind of embarrassing. But this one person, I don't know if they want me to say their name, so I'm not gonna. He said, "Hello, saw your comment about the town's arbitrary discretion." He said, "It's not accidental, trust me." And then he sent me to a website from Free Teos, because there's corruption everywhere, and the smaller the town, the bigger it is, because these people have been around forever. And their old ideas are completely disgusting and gross, and, well, things aren't going to change unless they freaking get out. Get out of the chair. Get out of the chair. Let somebody else sit down that has some life experience, that freaking knows how to freaking balance a bud, live within their means, and then that carries over to the community. But you have these freaking gross, fat, freaking resource hogs that drive around in freaking brand new $45,000, $50,000 SUVs with city, county, city, state, all of them. They're all a bunch of freaking pigs, While the cracks of society get wider. So I appreciate this. And I asked if I could share. I'm going to read some of this on my YouTube channel. I said, can I read some of this on my YouTube channel? He's like, I wish you would. I wish you would. I wish you would. That's what Luna says. Luna, may I give you some kisses, please? She says, I wish you would. I wish you would. All right, so notice of war crime, vote no of confidence. So this is, let's see if I could share the link. Such small print. So I'm not going to read a whole bunch of it. I'll just read a couple excerpts. Necessity is the excuse for every infringement on human freedom. It is the plea of tyrants. It is the credo of slaves. That is by William Penn. I like to all the town of Teos, county of Teos, and state of New Mexico public servants. I just said that. That's so funny. Oh no, I lost it. Go back to Messenger. Okay. The following is an exercise of my First Amendment right of free speech. The Supreme Court of the U.S. has declared that such an exercise of a right cannot be deemed a crime. Consider this an extension of my claim of right, filed with the Teos County Recorder, 121. Oh, this guy, I think, is this the same guy that has a YouTube channel? I don't want to read that. That's not what I wanted to read. Oh, this is what I wanted to read. No sovereignty and immunity. The state of New Mexico is an inseparable part of the federal union, and the Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of the land. Article 1, Section 1 of the New Mexico State Constitution. All political power is vested in and derived from the people. All government of right originates with the people. It's founded under their will and instituted solely for their good. See, people get it twisted. They get it all mixed up. They want people to stop their lives so they could get money on a federal level so they could do whatever, freaking bullshit plans, projects that they have. They're freaking jacking up the parking lot at the post office. They put a curb in, and that it's already a stupid parking lot anyway. And then so they put a big or a little curb down the middle of it, so the bus can go through and do its because it shares space with the local transit. Instead of giving that place its own bus station or like putting it off to the side where it can just pull in, no, don't do that. Put a curb down the middle of the parking lot. And I walked in to check the mail, and there was a older woman, Barb. She must have been in her 70s, maybe even her 80s. She didn't have a mask on us, and I didn't either. And I ain't never seen that at the post office before. So I was like excited, and I said, what the frick are they doing out there? And she's like, you want to know why it's messed up? And I was like, why? And she's like, because it was done by a bunch of men. I'm like, oh, you're preaching to the choir, because I was in the Air Force. So I know all about the Swing and Wiener Club, It doesn't have to make sense, just do what I say. That's what it's all about, Billions and billions of dollars just getting flushed because egos that, it's not their money. It's not their, just give me these billion-dollar budgets and I'll see how much I can freaking waste in it, because these planners, they're not very smart. Luna has her dental tomorrow. She's the last one of the 4 that is getting vetted, so yeah, I don't like it when they're away. So all these people are starting to figure this stuff out. But see, because there's not that many bureaucrats. That's the thing, is these people, they got it in their head that they're oh so important. And that they're the decision makers, but the decisions that they're making, they don't benefit people as a whole. So we need fresh ideas in there from people that have had. It's like these people make decisions that impact tens, hundreds of thousands, millions of people, right? But they can't even take care of themselves. See what I mean? Like, How many of them, if they were driving through the desert and the car broke down, could get out of the situation if they had no cell service? Like, these people don't have everyday human skills because they live in inhumane ways, because the ways they live, drawing on the resources, so they can just be resource hogs while so many people don't have places to live. And the numbers of people that are coming over from the borders, it's just every day with the population of this country, it's getting bigger, you know. For the first time, I guess, in, like, I don't know, long time, California's population has gone down. But don't worry, because with the border open, it'll just get right back up, you know. Yeah, so it's gonna get crazy. Tomorrow's the new moon in Taurus. Ooh, I feel pretty good about it. I feel pretty good about things. Another cool thing that happened this morning, because I'm a part of these Facebook pages, like Marketplace, you know, where people sell. That's where I got my washer. That's where I got the futon, you know, in the Marketplace. You know, used stuff. And somebody said, put a thing up there that said, help, I'm selling these tools. I'm stuck in Teos. Like, my car broke down, you know, kind of thing. And so I put on there, message me as soon as you can. And like 5 minutes later, the dude messaged me, and I was like, and he's like, well, I have Facebook pay. I'm like, nah, I ain't into that. Where are you? Where are your feet right now? And he's like, Walmart parking lot. I was like, I would have guessed that. So I went down and met him, and he grew up in Truckee, which is pretty darn close to Redding. And I was like, dude, they're having earthquakes because freaking California. If there's ever been a time that I've been alive that it's been more of like a prominent danger for the big one, it's around now. So, weird stories. Mary Seeley talks about it, how because of the earthquakes, like, they used to freaking dump bodies in Tahoe Lake. And, like, you know, because it was so cool, they just stayed sunk, right? But now with the earth, everything's warming up, then the gases and the people are bloating them up, and there's like, bloop, 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 fucking body. Could you imagine? Whatever. Anyway, homeboy grew up in Truckee, and he was coming from South Dakota, and I was like, well, I lived in Omaha 15 years, you know, and then he stopped, and he, right out of town, this is how good God is. I love these stories. This is why I go out and I meet these people, because these stories are great. So his alternator went out, like, and then he has 15 minutes on it when his alternator, the kind of car that he had. And so he made it to town, spent the rest of his money on his alternator, put that in yesterday, and then it's just been like, he didn't have enough gas to get any farther, right? And he's only an hour and a half, like Albuquerque, I think, is like an hour and a half south of here, right? He's going to see his son. And so I'm like, this will get you there. And he's like, well, because he wants to relocate here to Taos. So he was finding a place here, and I said, well, this will give you enough gas to get back down and probably back up, and some food, you know. And he was just like, wow, you know. Because I'm like, you could be there in an hour and a half, otherwise you're going to be sitting here all day waiting for freaking people to... And that's what pisses me off, because there's so much money. There's so many people that have so much money in this town. And there's money all over the place. There's money everywhere. But that's why they have so much money, is because they never do things to help other people like that. You know? It's weird. The spirit of the withholder, the person that is just like, it's not my problem. There's organizations to help them. All these nonprofits, there's no such thing as a nonprofit. They're all for profit. Nonprofit are just words that they use to get out from paying taxes, like the rest of us that have to do. Which, might I remind people again? That's what we were talking about today, taxation without representation, it's like that group of people that came over because they didn't want to be taxed and freaking ruled by the blue bloods, the lizard people, but they freaking hijacked the boat. They came over anyway. It's that spirit of service for self, that I live this world because this world is mine and all of the stuff in it, or is it, we can't take this crap with us, we don't need all this stuff, we're getting it to the point where people are going to have a hard time getting food and stuff like that. And what's going on with the pipeline, when I was in college freaking 15 years ago, 60, for IT, computers, all this AI stuff, I was becoming proficient in it then. All the all that stuff, then, and I've been tracking the progression of it, right? It's all what people use with it, and human beings are too lazy. They're not going to go out and freaking, go into, it's all cyber warfare now, so people are going to be hit. You have to go to the bathroom. So people are going to get hit where it's going to, and people ain't ready to do the things to take care of themselves and their family that they're going to have to do because they're all soft and squishy and got you, come bring her over. Hurry up. I don't feel quite as bad because she just went like a half hour ago or so, but she gets antsy in the evening. She gets overactive bladder like Mom does in the evening. It's funny. Anyway, so we got to talk for about 20 minutes, and I hope I'll see the guy again. He's smart. He's knowledgeable in a lot of ways. He would be a good asset in what I'm trying to build here. So every little bit helps because I know a lot about a lot of stuff, but the older you get, if you're I don't know, the way I look at it is if you're in alignment, you're going to find the less that you know. Yeah, it's a trip. Well, I don't know how long, I'm going to switch gears here. I want to talk about Danielle de Souza. Is that how you pronounce her name? The gal that did my reading, real nice gal. In Singapore, she was from South Africa, is that whenever she's done, I don't, that she's one that I recommend that people get a reading from. Yeah. I liked her interpretation of me. It made me feel good. Made me feel good because because the way I interpret things, I feel like I'm in the course of a direction which I'm supposed to be to get to become the best version of myself, which I felt for such a long time so far from that. Because every day for so long, I was just trying to get through the day. Just because, I couldn't believe how nonsensical, dealing with the water situation in Oregon, I can't believe that so many people, I'm one of them now, that I'm without the water because the city planners are really stupid. Is that there's so much fraud, there's so much waste, and there's so much abuse of power, misappropriation of funds. When I lived in Salem, they would have things at the park, and they'd have the SWAT team come out, with all their gear and their big old guns and their freaking, I'm like, you live in a stoner state. What are you? but it's just, it's a company makes a new gadget and the fucking swinging wieners gotta get it. But they don't deserve it, because unless they bring fitness standards back into these positions, you guys just look embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing to see everywhere I go, all over, news stories. Everywhere I look, wherever there's emergency personnel showing up in large numbers, there's fucking fat dudes running around thinking about who they used to be. It's embarrassing, man. I hated being fat. I had worked really hard to get in shape. I did the work. And for all the people that do the work, and you can be big and still be healthy, okay? There's a difference. There are big people in the world. They're just big, but they're healthy, okay? And there's skinny people that can be fat too. So it's a heart space. It's not necessarily, people interpret me without clarification, and then they're just, see you later. Yeah. People are talking about fat shaming. She's fat shaming. No, I'm not fat shaming, because the shame belongs to the individual. There is nothing that another human being can put on another person, that the other person has to pick up. I know it's hard. I know it is, because sometimes I pick up people's energy, and I really have to focus to not do that. Like, I got to do my own little, just say my prayers. This is my space, and that's your space, and I'm gonna leave you to your energy. The world is getting so wild, because more and more people are starting to see it the way I've seen it my whole entire life and have been ridiculed for. Yeah. My life is based on a series of events that people are like, that doesn't happen. And I'm like, oh yeah? Pop. My hip still pops. So, everything that happens in your life, I have this tattoo on my leg. It's a bunch of drill bits, and it's around a piece of molding. And that's how I look at life. For every sharp instance, for everything that happens that's sharp, that like cuts, hurt, for every single one of those, it creates a version of us that when we start in this incarnation, it's like there's already a course of our life that, there's already an end on the dash, okay? It's already been determined. We haven't reached it yet. And so all that stuff, it forms us, and it can jade us, which I was really scared for myself for a while there, that I was going to become so jaded that I wasn't going to be able to break that family curse of anger, that I was going to turn out like my grandpa Butch, just mad and drunk. But I don't want to be any of those things, so I got real serious about, getting healthier. I still eat like crap. I eat better than I do, but I like hot dogs and stuff. I like salami. I don't eat a lot of it, but sometimes I do, And then I go do sets. But I don't like a lot of sugar and a lot of sweets. We eat pretty good. But I always think I could do better. There's always a doing better. So, when people are going through a hard time, there's good stuff that comes out of every bad situation. Just like in every good situation, there's always like, there's like a tax, is how I look at it. Because nothing's ever 100%, But what else was I going to talk about? I'm going to post that link in the description box, I think, from Free Teos. I wonder if this is the same guy that does the videos where they like record cops around town. People are out of control with it. Oh, that happened at the post office today. Oh my god. I was like, I only wear it to the counter when I have to pick up count. That's the only time I wear my mask. Because they're not going to give you your... But then I saw Barbara go through, and she didn't have a mask on, so I'm going to be less inclined now. Right? And so, I'll just be like, well, Barbara doesn't have to. Anyway, but I gave her the cards. I said something, and she said, what? And I pulled down my mask, and I repeated myself, and she, like, stepped back, and she's like, please, put the mask back up. Put your mask back up. She's like, I can hear you just fine. And I pulled my mask down, and I said, based on your what? It made me think different. So I repeated myself. You know, I'm like, you just... What? You know? So, it was just another one of those people are stupid incidents, you know? I think pretty much all the people that are, if they're gonna get it, you know? Pretty much everyone on the planet is like, it's like flat. That's how energy works. There's it builds, you know? And if it builds a momentum, then ultimately there's the highest point, the maximum point, and then it goes down. You know, happens every year, flu season. Oh, wait, the flu season went away. Come on, man. Can they give us dialogue that isn't so freaking nonsensical? Can they? That maybe could be a little... It's not even believable anymore. I think they're grasping at straws. I think the control freaks are grasping at straws. Dare I say God might be getting bigger than the Lucy Fairy Tale Theater? Keegan was cracking me up. She did a video on the Muskrat, Elon Muskrat. I guess he hosted SNL. You know? Look up his history. His first son died. They all sacrificed their first. Anderson Cooper's brother. Everybody loves Anderson Cooper. That dude's freaking creepy, man. That dude creeps me out. I never watched him. I didn't know who he was. And I'm like, and then one year I was like, who's this guy getting drunk on national television on New Year's Eve? And why are people so enamored by him? Because I just see a soulless creep myself. There's no God in there, in that vessel. I remember seeing pictures, early pictures when he first adopted, because you got enough money, you can buy children. Yeah. Just pick out anyone you want. You want money, pick out... There's a whole... This world is built on it. So he was holding his kid that he got, and his kid is like, ugh. Yeah. Kids don't lie, man. And I have managed to keep my childlike heart space intact enough. You know, even at 47, Mom's always like, you still remind me you do when you were a little girl. And I'm like, because I still got her, Mom. And that's what a lot of people do. They get rid of their inner child because they listen to other people tell them, no, don't act like that. No, don't say that. And I'm just like, dude, I'm going to do me anyway. I don't really care. Sometimes I did. I tried to be a rule follower. I started out being a rule follower, and then I started noticing that the rules didn't apply the same to everyone. And then I started from a very young age. So I'm like, they're going to freaking say I'm breaking the rules no matter what I do. I might as well have some fun. So, anyway. God's been good to me, though. He's really freaking... He's really kept me in the light. He really has. He has. There are times that I got real dark there, but, you know, just like everything else, it's all about balance. You know, people stay in the darkness. And those people that stay too much in the light, that's an imbalance too. And everything's all la la la, lily la la in the light. No. That's not going to keep you. That's not going to keep people out of harm's way. It's not. It's not. So, hopefully people are de-fearing. Things are going to get real good in the next couple of weeks, as the word is. There's like 4 talks I didn't even hear today. But like, it was like, because everybody's talking about the new moon and the new energy for that, you know. And, well, my days are good, you know. After Luna gets her dental tomorrow. Oh, she went back in the bed. Shoot, I don't even gotta pay attention to the calendar for who knows how long. You know? It's weird. It was like I had all these appointments and stuff, and Benny gets his stitch out of his arm because he had a little fatty tumor on his arm. But I'm excited because I'm gonna start moving forward to, like, I don't know. I'm planting my garden. Hi, Stanley. Hi. What you doing, kitten? I'm planting my garden. So, and it was really cool because Danielle had said, you know, plan on moving in about a year and a half. And I was like, fucking, that's perfect because that's about how long we have in this place. You know? So that just tells me that what now granted, there's ways that you can plan for things, but I never know the outcome of any situation. And these people that, like, predict things, man, I don't know. I guess I'm not that cocky or arrogant or whatever. I leave things open-ended, but that's you know, based on, it's just good to know that based on, that's our timeline, we got this much time here, and then it says in the astrology, you know. So I believe that God's gonna, you know, I'm gonna just keep picturing. Maybe I'll draw a picture of the place. I used to do that when I was a little girl. I'd draw pictures of houses because my grandma was in real estate. So I'd get to go to our open houses, you know, and pick different parts of this house and that house and that house. And, you know, I remember one had like a secret stairway kind of thing, you know. The real estate agents know all people's dirt. Anyway, they do. So I would take bits and pieces of this house that I like and this house, and then I draw pictures of the house that I'd like to live in. It's changed a little bit because, you know, I end up in different climates than I ever planned on. But I always kind of been like I just kind of go where I'm supposed to, where I'm assigned, where God wants me to be, you know, and just try to add to that place more than I take away, or more than I bring in negativity, that kind of thing. So life is a work in progress, but things are gonna get real freaking wild here pretty quick. I think it's because temperatures are going to start getting warmer. And then when that happens, ice cream sales go up, and so do people's tempers. Yeah, and alcohol. People are already freaking obliterated. There's so many people just like escaping with alcohol and just drugs. You know, I saw a guy in the parking lot at the laundromat. What was that, yesterday? When I was pulling out, and he was dancing by himself in this parking lot, like really rocking out, you know. And there's this lady walking her dog, and I was just like, he's me. He's feeling it. He's feeling that Sunday vibe today, you know. Who knows what people are on these days. I don't like doing nothing more than flower. It's the only thing I like to do is flower. Occasionally hang out with the fun guy. That's pretty fun. But it's not really fun to do by yourself, really. But then every time I've done it hung out with the fun guy and other people, I'm just like, we're not having the same experience. We used to hang out with Alice, and growing up in Reading, you get some there's a place called In-N-Out Taco, and the dudes that in town that like sold weed in Alice and stuff like that worked at that taco shop. So you just order at the drive-thru and then get it in a burrito. It's freaking pretty cool. So, and then my buddies, so they would have these they call them fry parties, and they like set up like around the place, like, you know, we listened to a bunch of crazy rock, you know, acid rock and stuff like that is what they called it. A lot of freaking really obscure vinyl and stuff like that, because Saul was always into the obscure stuff, and 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 then we do like fun things, like if you tie a freaking plastic bag really, 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 really tight and light it on fire, it like the wax melts, and then when it drops, and if you drop it in a puddle of water, it makes these rad sounds. So it's like doo 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 doo. So it sounds like sound effects, and when when you're like, what, you know, it looks the tracers and stuff like that. It's really cool, and it put like dry ice in buckets, so it like, you know, give you the steamy effect. And here, try and eat this. Oh, just don't let it rest on your tongue. Eating dry ice on LSD. I had a lot of fun growing up. You know it. I did. You just your babies are gonna be done. Yeah, October, the harvest moon. I gotta get those in the pots. Thank you for reminding me. Ah! All right, so I think that's about all I got for now. Zach is a Cancer, and I'm a Cancer rising. And Zach today is what I felt like last a couple weeks when I'm like, dude, I don't want, you know, I was not wanting to do these videos, and I go through periods like that. And then I remind myself why I'm doing it. It's like a video diary, because I have nieces that are young, 6, you know, and 12. She's going to be 13 the 20th and of June, Gemini season. She's Gemini, and I would like them to, if they want to, go back and see what their poopy's about. See what I'm about. That was a word I learned years ago. Means my sister's, my father's sister. Poopy. But it's not poopy. I know the difference. So, I'm not going to do these videos every day. You know, I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to be busy. And hopefully the people that are in my chats can just come visit one day. You know, wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. I think it'd be fun to start a little farm. Nothing like you know, probably a little bit more than a garden. But we'll call it a farm. You know, and then just have people come visit. And then if they want to work on the farm, they can. If they don't, you know, they don't have to. But G-Mini Cricket, yep. Thank you, Denise. Alright, that's about all I got for now. Oh, Denise, the water's on. I was going to text you, but I don't have